The looting and rioting we see today is not emotional grief over the death of a black man. It may appear to be so, but it is actually a coordinated effort by Satan's kids to do Satan's work, creating chaos, leading to the destruction of the United States. Remember, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. I said it is Satan, but is he really the mastermind behind it all? Greetings. Welcome to another edition of the Endtime Prepper, the daily broadcast warning you to prepare for difficult times, passing on the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of God and His Word I've been given over the last 30 plus years of walking and talking with God. Hello, my name is Ray Evans. I'm the author of the Gospel According to God and several other inspired works, including the Endtimes, What You Need to Know Right Now. I'm not a pastor. I didn't go to seminary and I don't have a degree in theology. I committed my life to serving God after a Damascus Road experience in 1987 and been walking and talking with God for over 30 years, waiting for my ministry to begin. Oh, before I forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now. Tell your friends and loved ones about us. It just might save your life and theirs. Now today on the Endtime Prepper, we look at preparing for the worst. The COVID-19 lockdown would not have been disastrous if people had been better prepared. In my book, Financial Freedom, I outline 6 simple biblical principles anyone can use to become wealthy and retire comfortably. Now, anyone who had followed God's prescription for living a happy, healthy, wealthy life would not have worried about how they were going to survive the COVID-19. You see, preparing is not paranoia, it's wisdom. After 30 years of living God's way, we weren't the least concerned about the virus or the lockdown. God's way works. We have plenty of money in the bank and food in the storehouse. Well, you can't eat money, but as long as commerce exists, we can buy whatever we need. And when commerce no longer exists, we have enough food and supplies to get us through the worst possible situation, if need be. As for the virus, God knows the number of our days. We cannot make it longer by wearing a mask or shorter for not wearing one. Well, you might think it's selfish not to wear a mask to protect others. Let me ask you this. If wearing a mask will protect you, why are you complaining about me not wearing a mask? And how, by my wearing a mask, are you better protected if you're wearing a mask? The masks, the lockdown, nothing but fear. And fear is not of the Lord. I said this is Satan's work. But the whole COVID-19 thing is simply God using the devil to point out the lack of faith in God's ability to provide and protect. It's clearly evident by the number of people wearing masks, now rioting and looting in the streets. These are not God's kids. They're Satan's kids. And they're proving the point that people trust science more than God. And that does not bode well for this country or the world. On the other hand, we're moving that much closer to God removing the wicked, evil, and unrepentant from the earth. It's going to get worse, a lot worse, before it gets better. In biblical times, it was important to plant your fields and ensure a harvest before you built a house. I mean, having shelter is nice, but you don't need a mansion, just a roof over your head. Now here's wisdom. It's infinitely more important to have food than shelter. Too many people go into debt for a house before they have even established their career or settled on a job they like, or saved any money. As I point out in my book, Financial Freedom, debt is the ultimate form of bondage. It is debt that will ultimately collapse the world's economy and open the door for the beast. So what do you need to do first? Obviously, having a storehouse of food and water is a priority. Medical supplies, tools, seeds, other household necessities will make life easier. But while you're preparing for the worst, get out of debt. When the economy fails, whether it's next week, next year, or 10 years from now, it will be hardest on those who owe. And don't be deceived by the uptick in the stock market. For when they say peace and safety, then cometh sudden destruction. That's 1 Thessalonians 5:3. Now you might be thinking happy days are here again. Trust me, you won't be happy for long. It's not wise to go into debt, even for a house, till you have established your career and have saved enough money for an emergency. That's at least 6 months' worth of income and a substantial down payment. Oh, if only people would listen to wisdom. Our buy now, pay later mentality has created hardship on or destroyed many a relationship, especially now, so many people out of work who may or may not find employment in the future. Think of it this way. If you had saved 10% of your income from the time you started working, would things be better now or worse? Debt is the number one killer of hopes and dreams, be it an individual, couple, or even a nation. Don't be in a hurry to put yourself in bondage. Get out, stay out of debt. I should mention, being prepared physically is important, but unless you're prepared spiritually, you will not remain on earth to rule and reign with Christ in the coming kingdom. So until you're reborn spiritually, nothing else matters. Now tomorrow on the Endtime Prepper, is Jesus God? We'll find out tomorrow. Till then, this is Ray Evans. May God richly bless you on your journey through life.